Have you guys noticed that NHS hospitals across the United Kingdom are reducing agency nurse bookings? Why is this happening? Is agency nursing in the UK over? In this video, I'll break down why agency shifts are being cut, what this means for international nurses, and what steps you should take next. Whether you're currently in the UK or planning to come, this update is for you. Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nurse MJ, your go-to girl for all things nursing, relocation, lifestyle, family and motherhood. I trained as a nurse in Nigeria and currently I'm practicing as a Band 7 theatre manager in the United Kingdom. I'm also licensed to practice in the United States. Yeah, so I really get it when you're navigating these systems and trying to find your fit. Hello, if you're a registered nurse and you're interested in migrating to the United States of America or to the United Kingdom to practice, then move closer. I've got great news for you. My name is Nurse MJ and I'm a registered nurse from Nigeria, currently practicing in the United Kingdom as a Band 7 theatre manager. I am also licensed to practice in the United States of America. And based on my experience and the frequently asked questions that I have gotten from internationally educated nurses who have consulted with me in the past, I have put together these two amazing guides, the USRN Comprehensive Guide and the UKRN Comprehensive Guide, to guide you into successfully becoming registered nurses in these two countries. These guides are available to purchase on my website, proudnursemj.com. As an experienced nurse coach, I also provide one-on-one coaching sessions for either relocation or career coaching. I also provide professional mock interview. To purchase all of these services, kindly visit my website www.proudnursemj.com. I look forward to helping you on this journey. I wish you all the best. Cheers. Bye. This video is one that so many of you have been messaging me about, especially on Instagram and under some of my videos. Some are like, MJ, why am I not getting booked for shifts anymore? What's happening with agency shifts in the NHS? Is agency work behind in the UK? I mean, a lot of agency nurses are complaining. So in today's video, I'm breaking it all down for you. Why NHS hospitals have drastically reduced agency booking, the reasoning behind this change, what's your options moving forward, plus my own honest advice for agency and bank nurses in the year 2025. So have a drink, get comfortable, and let's dive right in. Let's start with what many of you are noticing. Your usual agency shifts are no longer available. NHS hospitals that used to rely heavily on agency nurses are booking external staff right now. Some agencies have even closed or merged, and many are struggling to offer you shifts. So this isn't just in one trust or maybe one region. This is actually happening across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So over the last year, the NHS has been making it very clear that they are cutting down on agency spending. I talked about it. I believe I talked about it in one of my videos. Did I not upload the video? When the update came out, I really talked about it. I think a lot of people did not pay attention to it. And it's not just a rumor, guys. This is actually NHS policy. So let me read you this line from NHS England 2024-2025 workforce plan. All trusts are expected to reduce agency spending by replacing it with substantive or bank staff, with strict controls on off-framework agency usage. This is actually NHS workforce plan, okay? So it's not a coincidence, it's not a rumor, it's nobody hates you, nobody is intentionally pulling your shifts. It's a policy that's been laid down and we all have to abide. So let's talk about why this is happening. So let me break down the why to you. Why is the NHS no longer booking agency staff like before? Number one, cost saving measures. They're broke. The NHS is under massive financial pressure, okay? And we all know that agency staff are often twice as expensive as bank or permanent staff. For example, a Band 5 agency nurse could cost a trust, say, around £50 to £65 per hour, while a bank nurse might cost £25 to £30 per hour. We're talking billions of pounds, guys, spent on temporary staff every year. So the government simply said no more. Now, many trusts have capped what they will pay, or they have stopped using agency altogether. Before I left my previous trust in London, we actually stopped. We had to inform the agencies that this is how much we are able to afford now. So any agency that could not put up with it would just go withdraw their contract, or let the staff know that this is it. And and also would always want to try as much as possible to fill our shifts with staff where possible. And we're not really calling our agency staff, which was sad, because it is what it is. So now many trusts have actually capped what they will pay, or they have stopped using agency altogether. So the initial plan was to actually stop using agency altogether, but realize that what will we fall back on? Staff who are burnt out, staff will be overused, and it's really not fair. So reason number 2 is staffing reform and control. So the NHS is pushing for more stable long-term staffing. They're aiming for a workforce that is more permanent and consistent, rather than relying on short-term cover. Okay, so it helps with, I believe that this helps with continuity of care, boost staff morale, and it also helps us to get training consistency. Because what happens is, when we're using agency staff and some of them are not doing, they're not compliant with certain trainings, but our staff have to do it. So we're trying to build that consistency across the staff. Okay, reason number 3 is off framework agency crackdown. All framework agencies, the ones that are not officially approved by the NHS framework, are being completely sidelined. Okay, so trusts have been told not to use them unless absolutely necessary, and these are usually the very high-end paid ones. Some trusts now require executive level sign-off before an agency nurse can even be brought in. So before you can book an agency nurse, there are levels that these requests need to go through. And before these top managers can even now approve and say, okay, get an agency staff booked in, they would have explored every possible option. Okay, so please don't get angry with your close pals that they're not booking you. They are not the ones in charge. So that means if there's a gap on your ward, they would rather run short than pay £65 per hour. It is what it is. And is it fair? No. Well, the NHS is broke. Reason number 4 is increased international recruitment. This is quite obvious, right? The UK, over the last couple of years, have ramped up international nurse recruitment. Over thousands of nurses from Philippines, Nigeria, Ghana, India, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and more arriving monthly. People are saying, oh, UK is not recruiting. Come on, buddy. I say recruiting international nurses massively, and this has filled up obviously some of the gaps that used to be covered by agency nurses. I would say that I had actually projected that this was going to happen, especially because they were recruiting massively and spots have been covered. These are spots that agency staff actually fill. So if they don't need you, they don't need you. That's it. We can't. Nobody is going to recruit agency staff or give agency shift out of pity. We have to absolutely need it. So what does this mean for you, agency nurse watching this, or international nurse thinking, when I get to UK, I'll be doing agency shifts. I'll make money. I used to work as agency staff, but at the long run, I realized that it's not something that I could keep up with. I'm very concerned about career progression. I'm very concerned about my rest. And there's some things that you just have to give up. Something has to give when you're finding that kind of life. So it depends. So I'm very concerned about stability. So, and I always had to travel far distance for some shifts. I realized that the more you actually now work, if I go for a shift and they pay me say around £500, I end up getting maybe like 320 or 280. So I'll just do the bank shift in my hospital where I'm very familiar with than go for agency bank, honestly. So now the real question is, what does this mean for agency nurses? What's the way forward? So what do you need to do now? Okay, and if you're not an agency nurse but you're planning to go and quit that job and become a full-time agency nurse, don't try it though. Don't try it though. I'm talking from experience, talking as a band 7 manager. Don't try it. So here is what I'll say: consider joining the bank team. Okay, the bank team is also like a temporary staffing team. Okay, usually bank staff pay is not that much. For instance, and from some hospitals it's the same rates. So if they are paying staff £15 per hour, bank staff will still be paid £15 per hour or slightly different. For bank holidays, of course, more like Saturday, Sundays. Okay, so consider joining the bank. Almost every NHS trust has a staff bank, okay, and they are actively recruited. There's almost all NHS trusts. Some people, when they retire, even they want to remain as bank. Some people, when they leave a particular trust, they want to remain on their bank, okay, so they can come and pick shifts there once in a while. And for them, it works well because you're a phase that they're already familiar with, they're already aware of your competencies, and they will pick you before they pick another agency, if you get what I mean. So that could work. It gives you flexible shifts, right? There's better continuity, and in many cases, of course, priority booking. The pay is lower, like I said, it's lower than agency, but it's still decent and it's more consistent in this climate that we are right now. Opinion number 2 is for you to get a substantive full-time post. Okay, I know a lot of agency people that used to be agency that are now looking and sending me email and messages and saying, oh, is the hospital recruiting? You know, they catch agency money. My sister, there's no shift though. I want to join. I want to get a full-time job. Okay, so I know that a lot of us went into agency for either flexibility or better pay, but this is the time to secure your base. Okay, having a permanent base, having a permanent post actually gives you access to NHS pension, paid leave, career development, like progressing from a band 6 to a band 7. When you want to buy some stuff, like, you know, you want to get mortgage or certain things or get a car on loan, they look at these kind of factors as well, and you can always pick up extra shifts on the side, right? It's really not that bad. Number 3 is for you to actually upskill and specialize. Okay, there is a higher demand for nurses in theaters, yes, in the intensive care unit, in the accident and emergency, mental health, and community nursing. These areas, they are in high demand. There's always a need in this area, so look into them. Upskilling, like improving on your skills, getting specialized, actually gives you more options. And in the UK, you don't necessarily have to go and do mental health nurse course or go and do theater nurse course. No, you can actually get a job no matter what kind of nurse you are, in the theater, in other areas, other sectors, if you show the interest. If you don't know how to do it, you can reach out to me. That's why I'm a nurse coach. Reach out to me, of course, paid consultation, and I can help you navigate that difficult area, okay, and get you into the specialty of your choice. Now ask yourself, what specialist skill can I learn to make myself more in demand? I'm giving you a couple of options to actually explore. The number 4 is explore private sector and care homes. They're not exactly my turn, but in this situation, some private hospitals and care homes still use agency regularly. Okay, some of them do, and their pay rates can vary, but it's still an option. To be honest, privates pay more, okay, but it can vary. I don't know what's happening there now as well. When I was doing agency shifts, I go to private hospitals a whole lot. That's why it was a pain, because a lot of them, the areas that they are located, there is no public transport getting there, so you have to take Uber, although the agency pay for my transport and all of that bit, but the stress, and then when they cancel 3, it's better when you're doing agency when you have a car and they pay for your agency is paying for your mileage, right? So just be sure that whatever you're doing, because this is the one scary thing about private, they make you do all sort of things, just make sure that you're within your legal and ethical practice limits, please. Your pin is for you to protect, okay? If they're telling you to do anything that is not within your skill limit, tell them, no, I won't do that, okay? Don't, because of one few extra penny, you're gonna lose your pin. I'll say my own. Number 5 is keep a global mindset. Okay, I told you that I'm going to the USA because I want a lot more, not just financially but also career wise. I want to explore more. I'm someone that I'm very interested in a whole lot of things. I have a lot of interest in other culture and other places, so I'll encourage you to keep a global mindset. Your nursing license is a global visa, trust me. And for my fellow internationally educated nurses, remember that there's a big world out there for you. You can explore nursing in USA, you can explore nursing in Canada, Australia, Ireland, UAE. I've got you covered on this channel. I have a whole lot of videos around these countries on this channel, how to go about it. My entire USA process, you guys asked me to put it in a list or playlist, and I did that. Just go to that USA playlist and you'll see everything. I know that this is tough because a lot of us depended on agency work for extra income, flexibility with family, the ability to travel or study. So yes, I get it. These changes are affecting many people. Many people are frustrated. Some people are like, oh, I've only gotten one shift in this week. How am I supposed to cope? How am I supposed to pay bills? But here is the good news, okay? The NHS is still hiring. That's why I've given you couple of options to look into, and UK healthcare is still growing, so there will be a growing need for nurses. You are still in demand, especially if you have great skills. So don't panic, but I'll say you should pivot, secure a base, like I said, a permanent hospital that you know you're permanently there, and you can take bank shift as agency. You can take bank shift outside. Build your experience, stay informed, and stay ready for any change. Okay, I hope that you did find this video helpful. I hope this video helped someone here today. Have you been affected by this NHS agency shift reduction? Please drop your experience in the comments. Let's talk about it. You never know who you might be helping in the comment section. Have you been able to navigate it? And if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel. Check out my website, proudnursemj.com, to see the kind of services that are available for you, and also for the detailed relocation guides for UK or USA. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, proudnursmj, proud_nursemj, to keep up to date. That's literally where I share a whole lot of my videos. Okay, so until next time, stay proud, stay focused, and stay safe. I love you guys always. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Take care. Bye.